Over the past week, Emily and I have seen some incredible areas of Banff National Park and the Canadian Rockies. We've had perfect weather in the Bow Lake, Lake Louise, and Moraine Lake areas of Banff. Today is our day off, so we're spending it in Canmore and Banff, shopping and relaxing before tomorrow's adventure up to Caldron Peak, which sits high above Peyto Lake, right off the Icefields Parkway. Tomorrow morning is another early morning wake-up call, about 4 a.m. Then we have about an hour and a half drive north to Peyto Lake. Once we get to Peyto Lake, there's an actual trail up to Caldron Lake. From Caldron Lake, we have about a 2,000-foot scramble to the summit of Caldron Peak, which gives you unbelievable views of Peyto Lake and a bunch of surrounding glaciers. The only thing we're kind of worried about in the morning is a couple creek crossings, but we're kind of prepared for that. You ready?
Love me a creek crossing.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
In 600 meters, turn left.
So we have about 6 total miles and 5,100 feet of elevation gain to the summit. We're almost to the famous Peyto Lake lookout. It's a little dark, but if it's right off the trail, we're gonna go take a peek, see what it looks like this early in the morning. So that's Peyto Lake at about 6:30 a.m. We're gonna walk right by it later, so I'll put up a couple shots of the afternoon light. Hopefully we're down at a decent hour, so it still looks all bright and blue. We got about 1,000-foot drop to Peyto Lake from the viewpoint. So that is absolutely gonna suck later coming back up with this thing after going over 4,000 up to the summit. So that's good. I figured this would be the case so late in the season that the runoff isn't as high as all the reports had it. It's supposed to get really nice this afternoon, so it might be a little deeper, but it shouldn't be too bad. But I can't imagine how deep this is in early season. You probably can't even cross it. Well, I think I take that back. We might be getting wet.
Finally forging the river. We couldn't find a spot. So here we go. Not too bad so far. This is the part I'm worried about. Holding the schlong. Just go real slow and dig hard. Use your leg muscles. Get low. There you go, low. Good. You got it. Use those sticks. Use the sticks. Use them on your right side. There you go. Atta girl. Fuck yeah. Woo.
I'm not gonna put my...
Woo. Okay, I gotta get my pants back on. Whew. Good job. We did it. All right, I take all that back. That sucked. That took us an hour to navigate up and down this creek bed to find a spot to cross. Ugh. But we are finally here on the other side. Oh man. Dang it. There's our objective getting lit up right now. So we're way behind, unfortunately. Yeah. So we're gonna cross this creek one more time, and then we have that little sand ridge, and then it banks around that way to Caldron Lake. So now begins finally some elevation gain. There you go.
Can you go back down there?
There you go. All right, we got Caldron Lake right up in there, and we just crossed the creek. That was fun. I'm so sick of creek crossings right now. And now we have a fun little sand ridge line to navigate. That should be good. And yeah, we got about another 1,500 feet maybe to the lake. Not too bad. We're feeling good about it. And right on cue, a mountain goat comes up over that ledge. Perfect timing. All right, there's our false summit right there. And there's our lake in that basin. There's Emily, she just made it up. And there's Peyto Glacier, which is filling, obviously, all of Peyto Lake. Okay, next stop, Caldron Lake, right?
Do it.
Here we go. Okay, not bad.
That it?
That's it. So we made it to Caldron Lake. Absolutely gorgeous basin here in a giant cirque. There's Caldron Peak right there. I think I'm gonna make a run for it. It should take me a couple hours to get up there and then an hour to get down. I'm gonna go as fast as humanly possible so Emily doesn't get too anxious down here in this awesome basin. But she is going to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner probably. Now she's gonna have brunch, that's for sure. And then I'll be back down here, hopefully, I'm guessing 1 to 2. So it looks like we have about 2,000 feet to the summit from this lake, about 1,800 feet. So I left Emily with the bear spray and all the food. I filled up my bladder. I think I got it. It's just gonna take a while.
So Matt is headed up to Caldron Peak. He's currently a tiny speck of red below those white mountain tips. I'm not sure how long we're going to be able to see him on this journey, but I will be finding my spot for Chateau Emily, which will be opening in approximately 30 minutes.
Unfortunately, Emily's gonna lose track of me. It is not up this stuff. There's a little ridge and then it goes up the bowl of the false summit and Caldron Peak. So she's gonna lose me, unfortunately. She might pick me up closer to the summit though, hopefully.
So I switched spots just to get out of the wind a bit and try to dry out my feet. That creek crossing, I just went after it. Just boots and all. It was just, that was the only way it was going to happen. And Matt didn't give me the car keys, so I had no choice. I had to go across the creek. A couple of young bucks came up here, and I said, hey, are you going on further? And they said, yeah, they're going to do Caldron Peak. And I said, well, my husband's up there, and he went left. And they looked at me oddly and said, well, we're going right. And I said, okay. So we'll see if they make it. I don't think they're going to. They seem like a couple of wingers, and you know, if Mom Matt goes left, you go left.
Okay, I see an actual trail halfway up there. But once I can find a trail, it's gonna be steamrolling this thing. I'm already doing pretty good. It's only been 25 minutes, I think, since I left Emily, and it's in my grasp. I can feel it. Been nice. I've been out of the sun until about right now, where it's gonna start rocking me the whole day. So sun exposure here on out in about 10 seconds. Time to sweat. Feels good though. Brutal though.
So I have done a couple of my jobs. I made 2 cups of coffee. I made 2 nails. So I boiled water a couple of times, and then this is what I do. I flip socks. So that's another job of mine. Sock flipper. Hopefully those are toasty by the time that's down. Now I've got to get a few more things done to filter water, which I don't like. It's not fun. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
Should be down to Peyto Lake and Icefields Parkway. Summit. All right, let's take a look at Peyto Lake from above. Not bad. My goodness. Almost there. Emily and Caldron Lake way down there, and this is the summit of Caldron Peak, high above Peyto Lake and the Icefields Parkway. Run over here, check out the view real quick. Looking up here this morning, crossing that creek, I never thought I would be up here looking at that. Unbelievable. I can't believe this view. I got incredible views of my car. Caldron Lake, just unreal. There's another little tarn lake above it. Peyto Glacier, gigantic. This was not too tough. The hardest thing was probably the creek crossing and then the tiny little ledge where the goat was. That was pretty sketch, but man, this is just massive glaciers everywhere I look. Peaks beyond peaks beyond peaks. So good. What I'll do is I'll throw shots right now of what Peyto Lake looks like when we get down there from that viewpoint, because it was so dark this morning. All right, so I gotta get off this mountain and back to Emily. So I'll put the stats somewhere on the screen right now. I want to get down there so we can get back and have one last awesome meal in Canmore. So hopefully you like this. I hope everybody's doing well out there. See you later.
Here he comes. Back to me. Right on time. How was it?
We made it. 3 minutes to spare to the chateau.
It's important 3 minutes. The chateau is closed.